Hello and welcome to the Dinosaw number 242, another 7 curious, interesting things I saw last week. It's the first one of 2026, so Happy New Year, etc. And let's crack on. First one is about emoji smuggling. Now what you're seeing on the video side of it is me typing in a message into an emoji hider, choosing an emoji, and then it generates the emoji. It looks like an absolutely normal emoji, and if you want to go and check it out, you can go to my channel description for the Dinosaw and you will find it. You can then copy that and you can take it back to the decoder, paste it in there, and it will reveal that emoji actually has a hidden payload. So this is really interesting. Now, originally I came through this trying to break large language models by putting emojis with hidden prompts in them, etc., etc., jailbreaking as it's known. But that seems to have been closed off in all the ones I tried, which is a bit of a shame. But it's really interesting. You can now hide entire extra bits of information in what looks like to a human being just a normal emoji. So there you go. Now, if you're interested in how these works, it's very, very simple. In an emoji, you have quite a lot of hidden extra stuff, 256 characters essentially, of hidden stuff that may be used to change the emoji. Now, if those aren't used, you can use those for hiding text. So there you go. Very interesting and kind of cool. More on necrobots. These are robots made out of dead things. In this case, it's the throwaway parts of prawns, shrimps, depending on whether they're fresh or saltwater, apparently. However, this is a little bit more, I guess, complicated in that it's not really the actual shrimp itself, it's just the exoskeleton. So it's using the hinges of the body. Now, inside these prawns or shrimps, there is an elastomer. Inside that elastomer there's a bit of string, essentially a tendon. You pull the string and then it uses the hinges of the body. Now that can hold up to 0.5 kilogram. So there you go. So this might be the replaceable organic pincer of the future, but it also might be able to propel, for instance, waterborne robots of the future also. Very interesting. Meta has updated their audio isolation, part of their segment anything model, and this is for 3D models and all that sort of stuff as well. So what you do is you, in audio, you can upload a video. In this case, this is me doing a presentation with a very noisy bingo machine. What you do is you upload it and then you say, and you can do it with text prompts, for instance. You can just say, for instance, isolate the bingo machine. It knows what it means and it can then isolate it and will give you that as a separate track. Likewise, for instance, you can say separate the drums, separate the voice from the background. So it's really interesting if you have hearing disorders, for instance, or maybe you can't hear in crowds, you can isolate the crowds just through a text prompt. Maybe you talk into your headphones. Please isolate the speaker on stage. You can also do things like you can click on things in the video and it will isolate those as well because it understands the context of that because it's isolating the item, it knows what the item is, it can isolate then the audio. And likewise, if you do then isolate a piece of audio, it can tell you where that audio also features in that audio as well. So the bird, as you're seeing at the bottom, if you find out where the seagull sound is, for instance, it will show you where all the other seagull sounds are. So really interesting. You can download the model. There's also a demo online, which is the one that you're seeing on the top right. So very interesting. Foldy Bird, just a bit of fun. This is from Rebane. I think that's a Rebane 2001. Really interesting. So this just makes me a little bit fearful. But it only works in Chrome. It only works if you actually have a foldable device, but you're playing Flappy Birds with the folding of the foldable phone. Only works in Chrome because only Chrome, I think, has access to the API to do this through your browser at the moment. So there you go. Now this probably will void your warranty if you do have a foldy phone, but I just thought it was really funny. I like these sort of slightly subversive games, and that's really cool. So well done. That is awesome. BMW have filed a patent for a new bolt. This is a render of it, as you can see, and the patent diagrams are on the right hand side. There is another two, I think. So one is a conical head, one is basically a normal sort of cylindrical head. So it uses the BMW logo, which is, I guess, cool. However, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, which a lot of other people are thinking, is that this is also narrowing down who can actually use these bolts, because you now need a proprietary tool, probably guarded by BMW, so that you cannot use these bolts. Now, the saying is these will be used for things like, you know, putting trim onto body panels and that sort of thing, and they might look kind of cool and nice, but really, as I've kind of said, is to actually prevent unauthorized individuals working on the cars. Now, the whole right to repair movement is rightly up in arms about this, very unimpressed about it. But it's only a patent, but you can kind of see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to stop you working on your car, which I do not agree with, but there you go. Now this is the snappily named fast assembly of curved structures from flat auxetic linkages. Basically what that means is if you want a shape, you can then figure out how to then create that shape so that if you pulled a piece of string or several pieces of string, you can then recreate exactly that shape. So here is a model of a chair, for instance. You pull these two pieces of string. All those other bits and bobs are so shaped that they will always form this chair shape. So you go, that's cool, but that's only if you're very small, obviously, but it works as large scale models as well, which you're just about to see. Here you go. So this is a person making the full thing. So you can say, well, this is kind of interesting. What would it be useful for? You go, well, yes, it might be useful for temporary furniture, I guess also, but also temporary structures. So if you're traveling to the moon, for instance, you can then make your moon base out of this stuff, etc., etc. So that's very exciting. Space shelters, and also medical devices and things like that, which can then form when the strings are pulled. So that's very interesting. I like that. And finally, we have Henry Poston, and this is just one of those algorithm things. It found me and I just can't stop watching it. It's amazing. So he's been doing this for a few years. This is called coffin boarding. If you're into your skateboarding, it's basically when you lie down and essentially go down a hill like this, so you're in a coffin. But he does these live streams. They can be like an hour, and he often gives some, world advice, that sort of thing, but he's often also eating, which is just brilliant. So yeah, they're usually live streams on YouTube now, has been on TikTok, etc. But just a bit of a fun thing to start the year. Been going a few years, but I'm a bit late to the party. So well done, Henry. I do enjoy your stuff. Hopefully that was interesting. Hopefully it was useful. I will see you again next week. If you have not subscribed, you know what to do. See you again next week.